Hello everybody, my name is Dolphi, and welcome to Plants vs. Zombies. Now, I know there are probably a few questions running through your mind. Firstly, good sir and or madam, you have 2 series going on, why are you starting a 3rd? Also, it's been 5 months, did you bring back the milk? And to that I say, no, I did not bring back the milk, I'm sorry. But I've been, for lack of better words, just out of motivation for the last 5 months, so I figured I'd play a game that I am very passionate about, really enjoy, to get me back in the YouTube spirit. Not saying I don't like Garden Warfare 2 and such, but just sometimes you're just not in the mood to do shit. So we're not gonna stretch this out any longer. We are going to start Plants vs. Zombies. So, right now, I'm going to say my intentions for this are to play through the game and do basically everything you can do, get the gold sunflower trophy and everything. Click on a seed packet to pick it up. Click on the grass to plant your seed. Nicely done. Boom. Click on the falling sun to collect it. Keep on collecting sun, you'll need it to grow more plants. So yeah, I plan on... Excellent, you've collected enough for your next plant. Okay, tutorial, enough speaking, I need to... Don't let the zombies reach your house. Alright. That should be the rest of the... That should be all the dialogue for the first level. So, my intentions are to play through the game, play through adventure mode, do all the side stuff, and basically get every achievement except for one. I think I'll wait to go over that. But it's one that I think is a little excessive. We'll get to that in a later episode, though. For now, I just want to focus on World 1, the world we'll be doing today. Alright. Excited for this. Sunflower gives you additional sun. Now, I don't know if I'll have to be doing an insane amount of explaining like I would with a Garden Warfare video, because I think this game, sunflowers are extremely important. Sunflowers are an extremely important plant. Try to plant at least 3 of them. I guess that is decent advice, but I feel like you should be planting like a column or 2. Well, we don't have the full lawn yet, but still. The more sunflowers you have, the faster you can grow plants. Yeah, I think this game actually does a very good job of explaining stuff. And if I do explain, like, absolutely everything at my first opportunity, like, I feel like that'll spoil it a little. So we'll just let the game play out. And I'll try to make this, like, too uninteresting, especially in these early days when there's not much going on. So I think I should start with my relation with Plants vs. Zombies. I started playing Plants vs. Zombies over 10 years ago when I was 7 years old as a young boy, and it's had quite an impact on my life, you could say. As in, I'll see, like, plants like sunflowers, and I'll be like, oh, that's from Plants vs. Zombies, like some kind of dumbass. And there's a specific track in this game that I think of a lot, especially when it's, like, bad weather. Now, we'll get to that track. I'll bring it up when we get to the specific, like, you know, when the music appears. But I think that should show you just how much of an impact this game has had on my life. Plants vs. Zombies is in my top 3 favorite things, I want to say. It's really hard to differentiate between 2 and 3. I want to say right now, Thomas and Friends, been with me, like, all my life, basically. But I feel like I want to say it's third. Plants vs. Zombies is second. Just Friends having friends, that's first. Like, that's just no contest. Like, as much as I love Plants vs. Zombies, love, I love this game to fucking bits. I love the whole series to bits. Like, nothing beats having friends, honestly. Enough sappy stuff, because we have a new plant. Cherry Bomb blows up all zombies in an area. Now, Conehead zombies. You might be able to guess what these zombies do. Or you might already know if you actually played Plants vs. Zombies before. I'm just gonna wait until they show up, and you can see for yourselves what they do. Now, cherry bombs. It's a good plant. Like, no doubt it's a good plant. In these earlier levels, like, especially early in this world, there won't be much use for them outside of just making levels go by a little quicker. Because they're a powerful plant. They're really helpful. But when hordes are thin and strong zombies are really rare, it's basically just a way to clean up the horde a bit faster. So yeah, like I was saying, this game has had a tremendous impact on my life, and I'm hoping this series, I know it might not get like a tremendous outreach or anything. I don't imagine like even thousands of people watching this. I don't even imagine like one video, like, honestly, I don't even imagine the whole series as a whole, when it's said and done, will get 1,000 viewers total with all the episodes like combined. But as long as one person can derive a bit of enjoyment, or like I can help increase like one person's enjoyment in PvZ, or just remind someone exists or something, like, hell, like I was saying, even if it's just like a little enjoyment from the series, I'm happy. Like, I've more than done my job at that point. Like, taking hours of my life just to make other people happy, that's all I can really hope for. Just making people happy. So yes, as you've probably noticed, Coneheads take a considerably larger amount of health, or considerably larger amount of damage to destroy. Regular zombie, which I'll kind of tend to refer to as a brown coat because of Garden Warfare. Yeah, brown coats take 10 Ps. Coneheads take, I want to say, 27, including both the cone and the zombie, which is a bit specific, but, you know. Also, I didn't use the cherry bomb the entire level. I'm gonna have to... It's early levels, it's kind of hard to use plants effectively if they're not extremely helpful, but Walnut blocks off zombies and protects your other plants. And I believe this is the level where... Yep. Alright, now we have the full-on to work with, which is fun. Did that sound sarcastic? It is genuinely more fun having more room on the lawn. But yeah, I will try and actually use Cherry Bomb this level. So I guess as the YouTuber, as the content creator, it's kind of my job to show the game a bit. So walnuts are helpful. Honestly, the seed, like the screen that showed up when I got the seed packet does a very good job of explaining what they can be used for. They're basically just great stallers. They stall zombies and just keep them held back for a while. while you can build up your defense, or while your built-up defense kills the zombie. So yeah, like I was saying, I usually like just having 2 columns of sunflowers. Like I was saying, like I mentioned in like, what, the first level? Or the second level, I guess? Yeah, the second level said you should have at least 3 sunflowers. I think 2 columns is usually a good amount for sunflowers. It may be a little overkill this early on, honestly, but I just prefer it, nonetheless. I don't want to leave too many gaps where I'm not talking, because, like, it's hard to... it can be hard to, like, figure out what to talk about sometimes, but... this isn't, like, text commentary or no commentary for a very good reason. I want to bring a bit of Dolphi exclusive flair to the party, which is probably, without a doubt, the lamest thing I've ever said. To be fair, there's not much I can talk about in these early levels. There is something I could bring up. There are cheat codes in this game, which, when I say cheat codes, I don't mean as like, you're cheating. Like, they don't affect gameplay in any way, in reality, but they do change zombies or certain things. For example, if you type mustache, all zombies will have mustaches, or at least all basics. I think outside of basics it can kind of vary from zombie to zombie. You can type it again to remove it, unless he drops it, which it will be dropped. If you type tricked out, the lawnmowers get tricked out. Type that to remove it. You can type future for all the zombies to get future glasses. You type mustache again. Yeah, no, it's all the same mustache. I think kind of depend on the type of zombie. I'm gonna use a cherry bomb. See, that's what cherry bombs do. Turns all the zombies to ash. And we got the shovel. I'm trying to think if there are any more... Alright. Let you dig up a plant to make room for another plant. Here we go. Greetings, neighbor. The name's Crazy Dave, but you can just call me Crazy Dave. Listen, I've got a surprise for you. But first, I'll need you to clear your lawn. Use your shovel and dig up those plants. Let the digging commence. Click on the shovel to pick it up. Click on a plant to remove it. Keep digging till your lawn is clear of plants. Okay, goody. Now for the surprise. We're going bowling. Here, take this walnut. Why'd I put a walnut in your hand? Because I'm crazy! Now go! Bowl me a winner! So, Crazy Dave is one of my favorite characters just ever. I feel like they kind of botched him a little in later games, where they made him kind of stupid. I prefer this rendition of Dave where he can be he can very much be genuinely helpful and smart, but he does still say crazy things. Yeah, this is Walnut Bowling. This is very different from the PvZ we've seen so far, and it will remain to be very different to the PvZ we've seen so far. Basically, this is a mini-game. Every 5th level of a world, there will be a minigame like this, and if later on there will also be a game mode where you can just play minigames. But yeah, for now this is the only one we'll be seeing. Let's see, I'm trying to think if there are any cheat codes. I want to say Pinata. Yeah, you don't have a ton of True Wisdom for that. That's a mechanic we're not going to be seeing for a while. But it's... yeah, again... I don't think there are any more. There's one called, I don't know how to pronounce it. Succubur, I want to say. So it's Suhkbir. No, it's Sukhbir. Which will cause that noise to play. See, I think that I want to say that's also the only cheat code that isn't a toggle. Like, it's straight up just... it plays a noise. I'm a little distracted right now. I'm trying to make sure that's all the cheat codes. That's what I thought, yeah. Okay. So yeah, those are all the cheat codes I can access right now. I don't know if I'll be showing this. Well, I guess I could try at some point, but... there's also Daisies, Pinata, and Dance when you get tall enough Tree of Wisdom. Which is the Tree of Wisdom itself isn't something we'll be seeing for a while. Anyway... Potato Mine. Explodes on contact, but takes time to arm itself. Now, Potato Mines are... Ooh, Pole Vaulter. Potato Mines are a very useful plant, honestly. I'd say, like sunflowers, they can be very essential to setups. Not very essential, like sunflowers are extremely essential, but Potato Mines... are just very helpful. Instead of walnuts, which cost 50 sun, using them to stall, instead of using walnuts, which cost 50 sun to stall early zombies, you can use Potato Mine, which costs a mere 25, to just kill off early zombies. Of course, the only downside of Potato Mine is it takes a bit of time to arm, so you have to plant it a bit ahead of time. But as long as you have the situational awareness, or just the time in general, because there can be times where, like, you think a zombie will die and it won't. Yeah, if you have the time to use a Potato Mine, they can be extremely helpful. Especially against, like, stronger zombies and stuff. Because using 25 sun to kill off a stronger zombie is a lot better than using a 150 sun cherry bomb that could possibly kill a lot more zombies. But, you know, if it's just one strong zombie you're killing, a cherry bomb can be kind of a waste. Since it costs a lot of sun, and it also takes a long time to recharge. See, a recharge is a mechanic I haven't touched on yet, but basically each plant takes a different amount of time for the seed packet to recharge, and thus for you to be able to plant it again. Plants like pea shooters and sunflowers don't have very long recharges. But then, walnuts, potato mines, cherry bombs have quite long recharges. Basically, the rule of thumb is defensive plants like walnut and instas like cherry bomb and potato mine and such have long recharges, and plants like sunflower or just, you know, actual attacking plants like pea shooter don't have very long recharges. Could you die, please? Alright. Pole Vaulter. So, I'm gonna plant one of these right here. So, what Pole Vaulter does is he'll vault over the first plant he comes across, which in that case was that sunflower that I put in front of him to vault over. Which can actually be very annoying if you don't deal with it. Because, you know, these walnuts that are meant to keep zombies back, if he vaults over a walnut, he can get into your defense and start, like, eating your pea shooters or eating whatever other plants you have. Since, you know, there are 49 plants in this game, so there's a large variety that we haven't touched on yet. Of course, 49 minus 5 is 44, so 44 we haven't touched on yet, in case you don't know basic math. I don't know why I'd use that cherry bomb. I got extremely impatient, apparently. Final wave. Not sure how long I've been recording. I want to say it hasn't been that long. Here comes pole vaulter. Yeah, the fence is strong enough to the point where I don't really need to, like, fake them out. This is basically going to be the goal for early levels, is getting just a very basic defense like this. And I've got a new plant we can add into the mix. Snow pea. Shoots frozen peas that damage and slow the enemy. So, zombies, basically. So yes, snow pea is a very handy plant. Now, I will say right off the gate, it's best that you only use one row of snow peas, since slowing effects in this game don't stack. Which means having more than a column of snow peas is kind of a waste. Especially since, other than slowing, they're basically the same as a pea shooter. So yeah, that saves quite a bit of sun if you have, you know, a column of snow peas and then 2 columns of pea shooters instead of just 3 columns of snow peas. So yeah, we're on day 7. There will probably be longer episodes later, but that also means I might split them up differently than just 10 levels, bang, done. Because there are other things you can do in this game, and once we're done with the main bulk of the game, or not the main bulk of the game, but like the main worlds, it'll be a lot harder to just say, do all 10 levels in a world, and then boom, done. Oh yeah, by the way, there are 10 levels in a world. I don't think I've really mentioned that yet. So yeah, just sitting, collecting sun. This is it's a chill world. Things will get more hectic later on, but for now, you know, we're chilling. It's like, in general, PvZ1 can be a very chill game. Because it's very, I guess, casual-oriented. Of course, later PvZ games get way harder. Later games in the series, just like, you know, mods and fan games and stuff, can be a lot harder. And if you guys have, like, a fan game or a mod you'd like me to play for a video, I'd be more than willing to. But for now, I just want to stick with regular PvZ1. And if you're wondering, like, what's next for the channel, what am I going to be doing, well, I'll be picking up Blue Kaizo and, Grown Refer 2 again soon. I'll be doing more of this. I also want to do, Papa Louie 2 when burgers attack. Because if you guys remember, I ran a community poll a few months back, and I planned on doing it, but I just kinda, I think it was partially just I kinda slipped my mind, and, like, I just didn't have the motivation at the time. But I'm actually, just doing this has made me feel, like, way more motivated to make YouTube videos. I kinda forget how fun this can be, so, like, I'll definitely be making more, that's for sure. Along with, you know, other stuff. Got other stuff planned. Might not be public or anything. Especially not yet, because it's nowhere near done, but for now, you know, we're chilling. Alright. Now, in case you didn't look at the little bar here, which, I mean, I'm sure you probably did, but, you know, if you didn't, if you aren't even looking at this screen, which I'm fine with, if you just watch videos for a little background noise, like, I can relate, honestly. But there are 2 flags in this level. There'll be a thing where Levels can have fluctuating amounts of flags, which flags basically kind of give you a bit of, like, they kind of dictate how long the level will go on for, somewhat. So, like, if it's a 2-flag level, you'll know it's more than likely going to be longer than a 1-flag level. It also means that, you know, a huge wave will come in midway through the level. Yeah, we've actually got a pretty solid defense up right now. What I want to do is I want to get a row of potato mines up. One, so vaulters have something to vault over. And two, just so we have a little bit of, like, added security. It's not like I think I'm gonna fail on level 7 or anything, but it's just a little something to do. It's fun. I'll also start digging up this row of sunflowers to get more pea shooters. Can't hurt to reinforce the defense a little, you know? Oh yeah, also, random tidbit I should note, because it doesn't tell you this in game, but you can press, right. Like, you can press the right mouse button as a hotkey to drop whatever, seed pack you're holding, or if you're holding the shovel. Unfortunately, PvZ1 has no number hotkeys, so you can't just press, like, a number on your keyboard to pick up a seed packet. That'd be a very nice feature, but it unfortunately does not exist. At least not in this game. So, a huge wave of zombies is approaching. This is our final wave for level 7. Level 1-7, I suppose. See, Cherry Bomb's helpful. Obviously, I'm fairly certain I would defeat that anyway, but Cherry Bomb just helps speed it up a bit. Alright, here we go with our first, I'd say our first not good plant, other than Pea Shooter. Because Pea Shooter kind of becomes less useful as the game goes on, as you get more, better, interesting attacking plants. But Chomper devours a zombie whole, but is vulnerable while chewing. Chompers can be helpful. I'm not going to say they're outright bad plants. They're just not the most helpful in a lot of situations. Now, so yeah, it's because there's a lot of these basic zombies. So, you know, you can get weaker zombies that maybe come behind like a cone head, make it to the walnut, get eaten, waste a lot of Chomper's time. It can just be kind of not good. But we've got a new zombie, the Buckethead zombie. As you may guess, they're sort of like the Conehead zombie, but they have more health. I want to say it's like 580 or something, or somewhere around 600, which basically means they take, like, or no. What am I talking about? Wait. I'm trying to think. I think, Coneheads take 27 pieces, they take around, like, 50 or 60, is it? I'm not a numbers guy, I should never go into numbers, so we're gonna leave behind Cherry Bomb, because, like I've been saying so far, he's not the most handy. Also, yeah, you get to pick seeds now. For now, we only have 6 slots to bring our plants. We'll be able to get more later, but for now... Yeah, I want to bring Chomper, because even if I say Chomper isn't the greatest plant ever, I still want to make a point of showcasing all 49 plants throughout my videos. It does mean this top bar has... It doesn't have less color variety, because we have Chomper, which is purple. But, like, walnut, potato mine... kind of blend together a little, so like if we had Cherry Bomb instead of like walnut or potato mine, like it'd be very colorful up here, but we don't. We won't. See, another minor thing I'd like to point out, in case you haven't noticed, and one thing I really like about this game, sometimes zombies will come on screen with their tongues out, sometimes they won't. Now, there's another zombie in particular I can think of that has a very special, like, trait similar to this. We won't encounter him until much later, but it's another trait where he'll randomly, you know, be a little different appearance-wise, and it'll just give a little bit of visual spice, and it's just that kind of like attention to detail and such is like part of why I really enjoy this game, just because the character designs are very interesting for both plants and zombies. There's some interesting like name puns, for example, pea shooter in reference to a weak weapon, since, you know, he's a very weak plant and also he's a pea shooter. Or snow pea being an ice pea shooter in reference to a real type of pea called the snow pea. First Buckethead, I'll place a Chomper there. That is something Chomper will be at least useful for now, is he's really good at taking out Bucketheads, as he can just take them out in one shot. But yeah, I just like a lot of the aspects. The gameplay's also really fun, honestly. Sometimes it can be chill, sometimes it can be, like, very fun. Like, character designs, I like the names, I like all the thought that went into everything. And even still, even if it didn't hold up perfectly, because I'm not gonna say it held up, like, perfectly. The game isn't perfectly designed or anything. Everything has flaws, of course. But even if it was, like, a lot worse of a game, I'd probably still have a soft spot for it nowadays. Since, you know, I kind of grew up with PvZ. And it is possible PvZ isn't that good at all. It is possible that I'm just biased, and, I mean, maybe that's true. A random thing I'd like to point out, if you haven't noticed, there's also flag zombies, which die very quick. I don't think they're any different from basics. They might be like a little faster, but that's literally it. They just come at the start of a huge wave, which I do like though, because it's a little bit of like character reason that there's like a big wave, I suppose. Stuff like that. And it's just like, they didn't have to go to the effort to make a flag zombie, since it's not any functionally different. But they did anyway, which is nice. Repeater fires 2 peas at a time. So for this level, I'm saying sunflower, walnut, potato mine, snow pea, chomper, repeater. Now this is going to be the point where pea shooter kind of becomes a little meh. I'm not gonna say he's an awful plant, but he's still, you know, iconic, and he can still be helpful. Like, there are more useless plants in the game for sure, but since you can, you know, make sun, get some of these more expensive plants without much trouble, having the extra firepower will be very helpful, as opposed to just a bit of affordability. This is a 2 flag level again. See, a pea shooter, unfortunately, starts to see a bit of decline in usability here. Even still, like, some of the plants I have here I won't be using for an insanely long amount of time. I can think at some point I'll probably stop using like Chomper, since like I said, he's not insanely good. And most of the plants I have right now, like, I don't want to spoil anything, but because of how unique the mechanics are in the next world, we'll be using a lot of the next world's plants a lot more, which you might have been able to assume anyway, since, you know, I'm making it a point to use the new plants we get, but I am mostly just using them for one level, so if there's me saying, like, I am actually going to use the plants, like, that does mean there's good reason to. Which, to be fair, this game is pretty good at giving you reason to use a lot of the plants. Like, you know, introducing bucket heads right when you get Chomper. And such. There are, like, stronger examples later on where certain plants will be very useful against certain types of zombies and such, or certain plants will be useful to deal with certain mechanics. But still, I do applaud the game design a lot, even if not everything's perfect. I didn't want you to eat that. I should have used something to, like, trick him into vaulting, but, you know, that's alright. No use crying over spilt Chomper. No use crying over spilt zombie blood, I suppose. How much to say here is there? I suppose there's one thing I can say about Chomper is, even if I don't think he's very useful in this game, and as much as I think in a lot of his appearances, even in, like, types of PvZ games that aren't tower defense, he always seems to be pretty underwhelming. I still do, like, love his character design, at least. It's obviously not very much like an actual plant, but I don't think every plant needs to be, like, have, like, an amazing pun or anything. Or be, like, some, like, super clever, perfectly designed, extremely useful plant or anything. Like, Chomper is still, like, fun to use, and he is helpful here. He's just not meta, I guess. Implying there'd be a meta for a 13-year-old game by now. 13, 14-year-old game. And still, I guess I don't like to play by metas anyway, so that shouldn't matter to me, but you know. Heads are tanky, man. I guess I could bring up a bit of pre-release information. Or not pre-release information, just like pre-release beta, kinda early, like, planning stuff. You may have noticed Buckethead has a little bit of red stuff here, and your immediate thought upon seeing this is probably, that's blood. And it very well could be intended to be that now, but when Plants vs. Zombies was being developed, before it was released, this red stuff was actually intended to be paint, because Buckethead Zombie was designed like a painter, with red clothes covered in, not red clothes, white clothes, I mean, with, like, splotches of red paint stuff on them, and, like, a red, like, not rolling pin, but, like, a paint roller. I just think that's a bit of interesting trivia. Another interesting thing, if I press menu right now, no, it's, if I go out of the game real quick and come back, you can see a zombie, which we'll actually encounter him very soon, but we haven't encountered him yet, which I think is just a little interesting. I guess you could say there's also plants and zombies that were in the intro screen. The little, like, I guess, kind of mini trailer. that we won't be seeing for a while, but I do still think it's like a little cool detail to note. Gives you something to talk about too. And with the Buckethead killed, we are on to the final level of World 1 of Day. Hello, we are about to launch an all-out attack on your house. Sincerely, the zombies. This is a pretty bad zombie voice, but whatever. As you can see, there's a considerably large amount of zombies. And we're back on the conveyor belt. So, the 10th level of every world, which is the last level of every world, will be giving you plants by a conveyor belt. But unlike Walnut Bowling, which is level 5, these are a lot like regular levels, aside from the fact that they give you plants like this. Yeah, this is kind of meant to be like the kind of epic, like, final battle of the world, basically. And it can be very fun because, quite honestly, these don't require, like, as much skill as a regular level would. It's just a fun way to, like, you know, take a breather at the end of the world. Just kind of take in, you know, the plants of the world and such. Aside from sunflowers, I guess, because they're sun producers and they'd be useless here. No. I didn't think about that. Yeah, these levels are nice regardless. You may say, like, the 9 levels are better, because they usually include, like, all the zombies in a world, and they're usually long levels that, you know, basically test, like, all your skills from that world. And I would agree, honestly. But still, the games wouldn't be the same without these. I'm gonna just, I guess, periodically replace these walnuts. Because I don't want them taking up space on my conveyor. These potato mines are honestly gonna be kind of useless too. I mean, unless you would rise right now, which would actually be very helpful. No? Yes! Fletch. Always satisfying when that happens. When your potato mine's just about to get eaten, but he comes out of the ground in the nick of time and kills the zombie that's eating him. Was I just getting unlucky, or does it only start giving you snow peas from a certain point? That would be something interesting to know. Can't know everything about this game, obviously. I may have played this game for over 10 years now, which is pretty crazy to think about, but yeah, over 10 years. There's no way I'd ever know absolutely everything about the game. As much as I wish I could. Because if you know everything about the game, that means there's nothing more you can learn about the game. And you know, learning new things is fun, I suppose. It's hard to make a point when you are a little dumb like me. Which you've probably noticed multiple times throughout the video. I've made a couple dumb mistakes, I made a couple like inadvisable plays is the word for that. Like, I'm doing pretty good, of course, especially because this is the worst world. There's a very high chance that I'll game over at some point in this series. But either way, I am a PvZ veteran. technically, so I should be expected to at least be able to do good in the first world of the first game. Considering, you know, the first game was the first PvZ game I played, and probably, I don't want to say it's the one I played the most. It's possible I played PvZ 2 more between, like, mods and stuff, but still. Kindly die, good sir. Alright. Now, with our next plant. Puffshroom shoots short-range spores at the enemies. Or enemy, I suppose. Evening, Dolphi. Those zombies just won't let up, will they? You'll notice that fighting zombies at night is different than in the day. For one, you won't get any sun falling from the sky, you know, because the moon's out. You can still get sun from sunflowers, though. And lucky for you, you got yourself some puffshrooms. Plant as many of those as you can, and you'll be A-O good. Alright. Hey, there's the newspaper zombie. But that was the first world of Plants vs. Zombies 1. We've been recording for 45 minutes, which is honestly a pretty long recording. Obviously I could go a bit longer, make it to like an hour, but I think it's nice just leaving it off on one world. So thank you all so much for watching. If you liked it, just, you don't have to like, you don't have to subscribe. Of course, like, if you want to, you can. But if you enjoyed it, that already makes me happy, so thank you. So, have a good day. Remember to shave, and I'll see you guys eventually.